The biggest investment mistake most people make isn't picking the wrong stock. It's spending years waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. And here's the painful truth. Every month you spend overthinking your first investment is a month your money never gets the chance to grow. If you've ever stared at an investment app, watched countless videos, read endless articles, and still couldn't bring yourself to invest, you're far from alone. Maybe you're afraid of losing your hard-earned money. Maybe you're waiting until you know enough. Or maybe you're hoping the market will finally become predictable. Those feelings are completely human, but they're also the very emotions that keep millions of people from building wealth. Our brains are wired to avoid loss more than they seek gain. Behavioral psychologists call this loss aversion. Losing $100 hurts more than gaining $100 feels good. That instinct protected our ancestors from danger, but in investing, it often becomes our biggest obstacle. Instead of taking a small, calculated step forward, we freeze. We collect more information, compare more opinions, and convince ourselves that tomorrow will finally be ready. The irony is that legendary investors never waited for certainty because they knew certainty doesn't exist. They understood that investing isn't about predicting the future perfectly. It's about making thoughtful decisions with incomplete information and allowing time to do the heavy lifting. Patience wasn't their excuse for inaction. It was their strategy after taking action. Think about someone who started working a few years ago. Every month, they planned to begin investing. But another video promised a better strategy. Another headline warned of a market crash. Another expert predicted a recession. 3 years passed, and their savings barely moved. Then one day, they finally invested a modest amount they could comfortably afford. Looking back, they didn't regret the small fluctuations in the market. They regretted the years they spent standing still. That's the hidden cost of overthinking. Most people focus on the money they might lose. Very few think about the wealth they never gave themselves the chance to create. So how do you break the cycle? Start with an amount that won't keep you awake at night. Think of your first investment as paying tuition for a lifelong skill, not taking a high-stakes gamble. You don't need to be fearless. You only need to be willing to learn. Every experienced investor was once a beginner who had unanswered questions. Remember, consistency beats intensity. A small investment made regularly is often more powerful than waiting years for the perfect opportunity. Markets will rise and fall. Headlines will change. Experts will disagree. But the habit of investing consistently can outlast all of that. Here's a perspective worth holding on to. Your first investment doesn't define your financial future. Your willingness to keep learning and stay invested does. The goal isn't to eliminate fear before you begin. The goal is to become the kind of person who acts wisely even when fear is present. That's how legendary investors think. They don't wait for perfect confidence. They build confidence by taking thoughtful action, one decision at a time. Years from now, you probably won't remember the exact day you made your first investment, but you may remember the day you finally stopped overthinking and started building the future you wanted. Sometimes the smallest step isn't just the beginning of an investment portfolio. It's the beginning of a completely different relationship with money.